Tools and Twisties, precision tools and performance cars. Today we're going to do a toolbox tour of the U.S. General full bank service cart, the blue one in the middle there. In the background we have the McLaren 720S Spider. Amazing car. We'll talk more about it in another video, but it is one of the best street cars I've ever driven. We also have the Icon full stack 58-inch toolbox. We're going to be migrating. I'm going to be migrating, going to be kitting out this entire Icon toolbox. And that's going to mean taking a lot of the tools that we've set up into this US General Service cart out. And I think it's pretty much dialed in now for what my past purpose for it was. And I wanted to go through it and do another quick toolbox tour of it because it's changed a fair bit since the last time. And sort of give you a rundown of what's in here, how it's set up, and why I like it the way it's set up. Top compartment, we have mostly sockets. We have half-inch deep, half-inch regular, 3/8 inch deep and regular, and 1/4 inch. We also have the full Astro Nano socket set. These things are amazing. We've talked about them before. Low clearance, and I have the full half-inch set, the full 3/8 inch set, and the full 1/4 inch set, plus the adapters. The Astro Nano swivel sockets, which are really great. Just a set of regular half-inch impact sockets. Some Koken wheel nut sockets, which are really good. And a recent pickup, the Tecton hard-handled screwdrivers. I really like these. They're on closeout. They're US made. They're a chrome handle. Nice hardened tips. They're labeled on the ends, which make them perfect for a box like this. And I have a set of 4 in the regular length, and then I have a set of 4 in the long length. And they're really quite reasonably priced if they're still available on their closeout deals. And just awesome for top of toolbox kind of screwdrivers. What else do we have? These are the ratchet handles, the wrench handles for the Astro Nanos, half-inch, 2 3/8 inch sizes, and 1/4 inch, plus the little stubby one that just came out. What else do we have? We have a couple of regular, just a Tone 3/8 inch and a Astro 1/4 inch socket. We have Torx and hex bits, snap-on 1/4 inch set, adapters. These are the spring-loaded swivels, which are really kind of nice. They're kind of new addition. But it's kind of nice that they always go back, but they still swivel, so they don't end up flexing in the wrong position. Snap-on 3/8 inch, snap-on 1/2 inch, some Craftsman for the bigger sizes. On this side we have pry bars, some Craftsman, older Craftsman US made pry bars, a nice Lang pry bar. This is a 36 inch huge baby, really nice. Super long screwdrivers for when you need them. A couple of Harbor Freight knives, Tecton pry bars. Up top we have the Koken nut grip, 1/2 inch. These are a new addition. I love these Koken nut grips. Koken makes really, really good stuff. You're going to see when you look at this toolbox, and I definitely have some favorites. Koken is one of them. The nut grips are super. This is the Koken 3/8 inch non-nut grip, just Zeal series sockets. Here we have a set of Koken nut grip in 3/8. This is Icon mid-length in 3/8 inch, and a set of snap-on 3/8 inch. 1/4 inch sockets here. And the nice thing about these is that you can just grab them, take them someplace, slap them down, and use them. These are nice and easy to find when you're going into the box. But if you're not sure what size you need, to be able to grab an entire 1/4 inch set and just take it with you is awfully nice. So, an entire set of snap-on 3/8 inch sockets, bring it with you, grab a ratchet, and whatever comes your way, you're kind of ready to go. So I think that kind of completes the top drawer here. Let's go down one. Oh, I guess we didn't complete we have the Astro Nano ratcheting wrenches, super thin, really nice. I have a whole drawer full of wrenches, but I keep these up top because they're quickly becoming my favorite sort of grab and go wrenches. Are they the ones I'm going to grab for some super high torque fastener? No, but they are light, they're thin, feel great in the hand. The action on them is super nice. And easy red magnetic wrench holders, easy red magnetic socket holders. These are ULSA socket holders. A bunch of others. We're going to do an entire video on toolbox organization. Mechanics time savers. There's a bunch in here, and I've tried a bunch more, and I can give you my thoughts on what works best and what doesn't. Oh, these are two new Icon. These are the new Icon G2 ratchets in 1/2 inch. I'm sort of have a plus minus relationship with Icon. Some of their stuff I think is great and fairly priced. I think at full list price, some of it is kind of overpriced. I think I got this one at 20% off, and it's just a big old lifetime guaranteed 1/2 inch. I can use it as a breaker bar. If it breaks, just bring it back in there and have them replace it. Both are G2s. This is a 3/8 inch long, 3/8 inch ratchet. The action on that one seems a little better, but they're nowhere near as good, in my opinion, as a Snap-on or Koken. But as good as a Gear Wrench or most other mid-tier brands. They are made in Taiwan. They're not made in China. This is my ratchet drawer. So we have this laid out. This is all Koken ratchets over here. Koken 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch, and flex, 3/8 inch and a 1/4 inch handle, 1/4 inch, and really like my Koken ratchets. Started with one, and now I have a whole collection. Also have the Koken breaker bars. Don't use breaker bars a ton, but I just thought these Koken ones were so nicely made that I had to have them. Snap-on ratchets, Snap-on flex head. These are all the 82 Snap-ons. Longer flex head, Snap-on 1/2 inch, super. I mean, that is buttery smooth. I love this 1/2 inch Snap-on. Not a super long handle, and you can see that you're definitely kind of getting a different level of torque between these two. But most of the time this is going to work. Once in a while, you're going to want to get this bad boy out and do something with it. By the way, we'll also talk about ratchet organizers. We have some Ernst, we have some Toolbox Widget, we have Mechanics Time Savers. And I'll talk a little bit about how we're using the Toolbox Widget organizers in a way that they didn't even have on their website, but is working out really well. And we'll talk about that more. These are Astro ratchets over here. Astro are super inexpensive, like $12 to $20, but I really like them. Tone makes some great Japanese ratchets. Not as nice as the Koken, nicer than the Astro. Nice low back drag. Really nicely made in Japan ratchets, and I kind of like the Tones, and I have a few of them. Some long extensions in the back. Next drawer down is the wrench drawer, and this is about maybe a third of my total set of wrenches. And this, I should also mention, this entire toolbox is 100% metric. There is no SAE tools in here. I don't use them very frequently. I keep them separately. But for metric wrenches, we have a full set. These are an Icon set of, 8 to 24 or 6 to 24. And then I have a USAG set, or USAG. And this is actually owned by Stanley, same company that makes the Mac RBRT wrenches. So this is basically the identical set as the Mac RBRT, even in the longer length, for a much lower price than what you'll pay for the Mac wrenches. Haven't used them a bunch, but they come in this nice little holder, and it's another kind of grab and go set. We have Icon flex head stubbies, ratcheting. This is my Snap-on / Blue Point 1956 double open end wrench set. I've had this really since I've been wrenching, and not 1956, I'm not quite that old, but these were gifted to me by an A&P mechanic, and I have sort of treasured them ever since. They're some of the nicest wrenches I've ever used, and the quality and the fitment is as good as any modern Snap-on or Toolbox tool truck brand. Really love them. These are the mountain style that everybody kind of goes crazy about, and they're kind of cool. I'm going to do an upcoming set of videos. It's going to be called Tool Wars, Toolbox Tours and Tool Wars. And in Tool Wars, we're going to compare A to B and contrast similar tools or identical tools from different manufacturers. And one thing I'd like to contrast is using these mountain wrenches versus, say, an Astro Nano with the interchangeable heads on it. The mountain is going to be a little bit less clearance, but I won't give away the answers yet. Like and subscribe if you want to hear more about that. But there's a lot of tools that are very similar. It's a great time to be a tool addict right now. There's a lot of good stuff out there. We have a set of just regular stubbies and a set of Icon offsets. Crowfoot wrenches go on a magnetic, another Easy Red magnetic strip. and flare nut wrenches. I'm sorry, these are flare nut wrenches on this side, crowfoot wrenches on this side on easy red magnetic strips. And that's the wrench drawer. Below that we have screwdrivers. And I have another drawer completely full, just laid out of screwdrivers. Actually, I can show it to you real quick right here. But that one aside, in addition to having the screwdrivers up top from Tecton, we have a new set of Vessel screwdrivers here. Been hearing a lot of great things about Vessel, so I bought a set of the Mega Doors, and I sort of want to check them out. These are not the ones that are hammer through. I have some of those screwdrivers from Wiha, and actually they're very heavy duty. They're pretty heavy, and I find myself not using them very often. I don't like a super heavy screwdriver. When you need it, but for most work, I want a screwdriver that feels good in my hand. The knurling is great on these. The tips are great. I also have some ratcheting screwdrivers, some flex heads. The Wera is some of my favorite stuff, and this Wera ratcheting bit holder is really nice. And this is sort of, if you have tool space limitations, one of these in a bit set can give you an entire set of screwdrivers without taking up a lot of space. I also bought a couple of the Vessel ball head screwdrivers. I don't know. I never grabbed these. Maybe if I was used to them, I'd grab them more often. I know some people love them, but for me, they just don't do it. I also keep all my extensions in this drawer. They really should be in the ratchet drawer, but they don't fit right now. So 1/4 inch extensions, 3/8, 1/2 inch. These are all my bit sets over here, bits and things like the Wera tool checks, the Wiha bit set, the Icon bit set. I use a Dremel power screwdriver. This I like a lot. It's this one has it automatically engages in forward and reverse by pushing on it, which is you don't have to reach for a button. Makes it very convenient. I like that. In the middle here we have Wera stubbies, stubby Torx and stubby regular drivers, Phillips and flat. They come in handy once in a while. A plier drawer, and there's way too many pliers down here. I should mention again in the Toolbox War, or the Tool War video series we're going to do, we're going to talk about things like this Nipex twin grip versus the Icon clone. In pictures they look pretty close. You pick them up and you immediately feel a difference. You use them and you immediately feel a difference. And we'll talk about the price difference, which really is less than you might think, and whether or not it's worth spending extra money for tools. We'll talk about the same thing about the Snap-on needle nose, the new needle nose styler versus the Icon clone. We'll maybe do one with the Klein lineman pliers. These are sort of like the universal go-to 9-inch Klein lineman pliers, and you can buy clones from Doyle. From every tool manufacturer makes their own version of these, but the Kleins have always been sort of the go-to. Even Nipex for this particular screwdriver, I think doesn't really get there. And you might be surprised at what the price difference is and isn't for a tool like this. Again, we have some different tool organizers here, some different plier organizers, toolbox widget, pliers racks, the Plyworks. We have some Ernst. We'll talk about what works, what doesn't, what kind of pliers they work with, and what my recommendations are soon. This is the Torx drawer. There's not a lot in it right now. 1/2 inch Snap-on split beam, 3/8 inch Snap-on Digitorque. This one was just rebuilt by Snap-on, $120 flat fee, and they completely restored it to like new. Precision Instruments, split beam, and a couple of 1/4 inches and some miscellaneous tools, power ratchets. Oh, there's a 1/2 inch socket I've been looking all over for. My wrench drawer or my plier drawer, and this really, I think in the new service cart layout, we're not going to have many, maybe 1 or 2 hammers at the most. It's not a lot of point in having a lot of big hammers here. One thing I will show you is the new Thor air hammer. This is new to me. This is the Thor long stroke 401k air hammer. Gets great reviews, and it's really modestly priced, just about $100. So I'm going to give that a try. I've used it a couple times, so I can give it a little bit more. On the outside, we have some more Wera drivers. These are stainless steel, and we have a set of Wera Torx drivers down here and a couple extra screwdrivers. And on the opposite side, we have Wera nut drivers and Wera hex drivers. So I like having these on dedicated tools. You can always, just put a socket on a bit driver or throw a bit on the end of a tool to give you that hex. But I like having the dedicated tools. I find they come in handy for certain jobs, and I spoil myself by having them. So at any rate, that's the Toolbox Tour. I'll do a super short condensed version as well, since this one's running about 15 minutes. But give me a comment below on what are your favorite tool brands? What do you like? How do you set up your toolbox? And even more importantly, what would you like to see in future videos that I can do for you? So this is Tools and Twisties, done for the day. Thanks.